Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Tonight on the Solo Gamers Club we're going to be continuing our playthrough of A Touch of Evil 10-year anniversary edition. And we're testing out a custom made villain called the Draug. The shadow track currently stands at 9. There are 3 remains in play mystery cards that are kind of hampering us, and I'm going to attempt to discard those when the opportunity arises. The heroes have managed to purchase a layer card, and they've determined that the barrow of the Draug is on the Forgotten Island. We'll begin our next round with Brother Marcus. He is on the coast board right now. He has 2 of his 4 health boxes are filled with wounds, so we'll need to attempt to heal him, and I think he's going to head for the beach where he can get some healing. And Brother Marcus will roll for move. He rolls a 3, so he's got sufficient movement points to reach the beach, and I think he'll do that. So he arrives at the beach. There are no minions there to combat, so he's going to take his turn, and I think he is going to begin with encountering his space. And now we have to draw a village encounter card. And the encounter card reads, Founder's Rock, Village Encounter. A massive stone embedded in the sandy beach. The Founder's Rock marks the first landing at Tidewater and the founding of the town in 1626. Roll a d6. And on a 1 or 2, we'll move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. 3 to 4, we'll draw an event. And a 5 to 6, we move the shadow track 1 step away from darkness. All right, well, here's the roll. Roll is a 1, and we're going to move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. And that's going to move the shadow track into the 4th stage, and the villain is going to gain a +1 combat marker to his to add to his combat ability. Cost of layer cards is twice what is listed, so we'll be able to purchase layer cards for 2. And we might want to purchase a different one than the Forgotten Island. That's a little tough to get to, so we might be better served by trying to get a different layer card. And incidentally, that +1 to combat is going to raise the Draug's combat ability up to 10 now. It has its base of 6. It gains a +2 with the Primal Evil card that is active, +1 for the Elder of the Dark Gods, and +1 for the Collector, and +1 for that token. So actually we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The strength is 11. That's going to be tough. So Brother Marcus now is going to take advantage of the Widow's Cottage, which allows him to heal a wound, and I think that's what he'll do. That'll bring his wounds to 1 out of the 4 boxes he has available. And that'll close out his turn, and we'll move on to Eliza the Witch Hunter. She's at the manor. And Eliza will roll for movement. She rolls a 1. Okay, well that's going to entitle her to an event card draw. Now the villain has a remains in play card called Laughter on the Wind, and when we would draw an event card we have to roll a d6. On a result of 1 or 2, we have to draw a mystery card instead, so we'll give it a roll. And the roll is a 2, so Eliza will have to resolve a mystery card. That's not good. And the mystery card is revealed to be Murder. Mystery Death. The villain has struck again. Place 3 investigation on the board at the random location. Move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. So the shadow track is going to move from 8 to 7. And now we're going to resolve all the steps that occur when the murder card is drawn. And the first step refers to the Draug's motivation, and that is the chaos motivation. And it says, whenever a mystery card Murder is drawn, draw a random location and place a roadblock token at the nearest road space to that location. Also remove all of the investigation tokens from the space containing the most investigation. Well, there are no spaces on the board that have any investigation, so that won't affect us. But the roadblock will, so we're going to draw a random card and find out where a roadblock will be positioned. And the roadblock is going to be at the nearest road space to the magistrate's office. So that's going to be in the road between the magistrate's office and the covered bridge. So we've marked it accordingly. Another event that occurs with the murder card is the Draug's insatiable desire for flesh. Anytime the mystery card murder is played, roll a d6. On a result of 1 or 2, a random town elder is devoured by the Draug. Remove the random elder from play and advance the shadow track by 2 spaces. Alright, we'll make the roll. Roll is a 6, so the elders are safe for the moment. Now we're going to draw a layer card and place the 3 investigation on the board at the random location. And that's going to be at the south dock, so we'll place 3 investigation at the south dock. And now Eliza is going to move, and I think she's going to spend 1 investigation to take the secret passage to the monastery. She does not have a monastery item at present, and that'll get her closer towards those investigations that are available on that board. Eliza arrives at the monastery, and she's going to encounter her space. We'll draw a monastery card. And the card is revealed to be Climbing the Bell Tower, Investigation. The quiet of the night is broken by the sound of the monastery bell ringing out, but the bell tower is locked at night. Striking a torch, you begin the climb up the spiral stone stairs to the tower's top. Make an Honor 5+ test and gain 2 investigation for every 5 rolled. If failed, roll once on the villain's minion chart and work out the result. All right. Well, Eliza has a base honor of 2, and she has the Loveless Pendant, which adds 2 to her honor, so she'll be rolling 4 dice for this test, and we're looking for 5s. And here's the roll. She rolls 2 successes. She has a 5 and a 6. So that's going to earn her a total of 4 investigation. That's great. And now she could use her investigation to buy items from the monastery. And Eliza is going to purchase 2 items, a vial of holy water for 3 and a guide for 1. The holy water, it says to discard to automatically do d6 hits to any vampire, ghost, or demon minion that you're fighting, or to automatically do 1 hit to a vampire, ghost, or demon villain. Well, our villain will not qualify for those terms, but his minions will, 2 of them. And she can also use it to discard at any time to heal 2 wounds, or fully heal if she has the keyword holy. So that's good. The guide is going to allow her to redraw a location card that she's just drawn, so that will come in handy as well. So we'll pay the 4 investigation, and that is going to give her a full allotment of the 3 cards that she's allowed to hold at a time, and we'll probably end her turn there. We'll move on to Argo Blackwell. He is at the town square. And Argo is completely healed at this point, and I think he's going to roll for movement, him and his cavalry horse. Roll is a 6. That gives him a total of 7 movement points, and I think he's going to head to the south dock and try to pick up those investigation tokens. So Argo's going to spend 4 movement points, and he's going to move to the south dock. He reaches the south dock. That'll entitle him to 1 of those investigation tokens for moving there. And then he's going to begin his actions. He'll start out with collect investigation action, and he's going to use his spirit. That'll give him a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. And here's his collect investigation roll. And he has 1 success, so that'll entitle him to 1 additional investigation token, and then he's going to encounter the space. South Dock is a dangerous location, so he's going to have to roll, and hopefully he can get a 3 or greater. Roll is a 4, so that will entitle him to a event card, but once again that Laughter on the Wind is active, and he's going to have to roll a die. On a 1 or 2, it's going to turn into a mystery card. Rolls a 5, so he's going to gain an event card. That's great. The card is revealed to be Daybreak. Discard an event or mystery card that remains in play except during a fight round, or remove all transformation markers from a curse. Well, he's going to play that immediately, and we're going to remove that Laughter on the Wind mystery card, and that's going to prevent us from having to roll when we're drawing event cards. So that was a great pick by Argo Blackwell. That'll complete his turn, and then we'll move on to Dr. Edwards. He is on the road space east of the abandoned keep. And Dr. Edwards is going to roll for movement. He rolls a 6, and with his horse, that's a total of 7 movement points. Well, Dr. Edwards has not yet gained an abandoned keep card, so I think we'll move him there. So he arrives at the abandoned keep, and we're going to investigate that space. We'll draw an abandoned keep card. Cards revealed to be Honor Among Thieves, Investigation, Danger. Stumbling into a den of thieves and rogues, you quickly realize that you are surrounded. Make an Honor 5+ test and gain 2 investigation for every 5 rolled. If failed, discard 1 item of your choice, and then your turn ends and you are immediately moved to the town hall. All right, Dr. Edwards now currently has a honor of his base honor of 5, and he has a +1 to that improvement, so he'll be rolling 6 dice for the test. And here's the roll. And he ends up with 2 successes. He has 2 5s there, so that's going to earn him a total of 4 investigation. That's great. Dr. Edwards is going to play an event, and it's called Betrayal. At the bottom it says, play if there are at least 1 evil elder alive to add a resolve token to any 2 town elders. So that's what we're going to do. That's a very powerful card, and those resolve tokens allow us to save a elder that is going to be killed. So we're going to place 2 resolve tokens on our elders. And I think we're going to place those resolve tokens on Dr. Manning and Reverend Harding. Now, we've yet to fully investigate those elders, so we're not sure if those are going to be good placements. I'm kind of taking a chance on that, but we're going to have to do a little investigating of our elders in the near future, that's for sure. And I think Dr. Edwards is going to purchase a layer card. In the team play, the team only has 1 layer card available at a time. So when we purchase another layer card, we have the choice of keeping the one we have or replacing it with the new one. I'd like to get something a little bit better than that Forgotten Island, so he's going to pay 2 investigation. That's twice the value of the stage that we're in, and we'll draw another layer card and see where the villain's barrow is. This time we've determined that it's at the lighthouse. Now that has a cost of 3 investigation to begin the showdown, and it reads, using the lighthouse beacon, you blind the villain. Make a cunning 4+ test. For every 4+ rolled, you may prevent 1 hit from the villain during the first fight round. Well, that's kind of a good location. I think we'll probably keep that. So I'm going to replace the Forgotten Island location with the lighthouse location. And that's going to end the turn, and we'll move on to the mystery phase. And we'll begin by consulting the Advanced Cooperative Mystery Phase chart. We'll make a 2d6 roll and see what the result is. Roll is a 5. And that reads, Darkness falls. The shadow track immediately moves d3 steps closer to darkness. The heroes may collectively take 5 wounds divided as they see fit to prevent this. No hero may take more wounds than they have health boxes. Well, we'll make a d3 roll and see what the damage is, and then we can decide if that's something that we want to try to prevent. Here's the roll. Roll is a 2. That would move the track from 7 down to 5. And, well, the characters could take 5 wounds, but I don't think I'm going to do that because we're getting close to our showdown and I need to have these characters at full capacity. So I'm going to move the shadow track down from 7 down to 5. And now we're going to make our dreaded mystery card draw. The card's revealed to be Ancient Evil Mystery. This card plays on the villain. It gains the keyword Ancient, and with it +1 combat and an extra health box, and it remains in play. Well, let's find out the status of our villain right now. It places our villain with 36 health boxes and a combat value of 12. Now, some of that combat value and health boxes can be reduced by discarding the remains in play cards. We could technically gain back, if we were to discard the 2 cards that are playing on him, we could reduce the combat by 3 and his wound capacity by 1. So I think we're going to have to try to work on doing that. And that's going to bring the mystery phase to a close. We'll move our first player marker to Eliza, and she's at the monastery. And we'll have Eliza make a roll for movement. Her roll is a 2. And I think Eliza is going to start moving towards the lighthouse. We have to start getting ready for our showdown. So I'm going to move her to the north dock. That's as far as she's going to be able to move. And there she's going to encounter her space. We're going to make a d6 roll, and hopefully we can gain a event card. Okay, here's the roll. She rolls a 6, and now that that remains in play card has been discarded, we can draw an event card without any fear. Cards revealed to be Brilliant Deduction, Event Cunning. Give any hero or town elder +2 cunning for the rest of the turn or showdown fight round. Or peek at the secrets of one town elder without revealing them. All right. Well, I think she's going to play that card for that purpose. We're going to peek at the secrets of a town elder, and we need to know which ones are going to be on our side and which ones won't. And I think we're going to take a look at the Harbor Master. And the Harbor Master has a couple good cards. His first one is Brilliant Mind. The town elder is a genius, a brilliant scholar with a sharp wit and a humble demeanor. They would make a cunning ally. During the showdown, the hero gains +1 combat and +2 cunning, as well as the town elder's special ability. Also, the hero may draw an event at the start of each showdown fight round. That's very valuable. He also has a little secret, and that is manic. A manic sort, the elder's mood and demeanor can change dramatically at the drop of a hat. One moment they are lucid companions, full of bravado and cheer. The next they are slumped in a chair, downing another swig of demon gin. This is of no consequence to the investigation and has no effect. Well, we're going to reveal those cards. That's going to help because if any further cards would come in on the Harbor Master, it's only that 3-card limit before we're forced to reveal the cards is always with unrevealed cards. So we're going to reveal those cards, and it looks like the Harbor Master might be a good choice for when the showdown comes. And that's going to end Eliza's turn, and we'll move on to Argo Blackwell. He is at the south dock. And Argo and his cavalry horse are going to roll for movement. Roll is a 1, and that'll be modified to a 2, and that's going to allow him to draw an event card. That's great. Cards revealed to be Party Invitation. Play immediately. Play this card on any hero. That hero may now carry 1 additional card from either the manor or windmill and remains in play. Well, I'm going to check each of our heroes and see which of them already have items from the manor or windmill, and then they could benefit from that card. Well, Dr. Edwards has a card from the windmill and from the manor, so I think we're going to play that invitation on him. That'll allow him an extra draw from those decks. Actually, I'm going to revise that. He already has a party invitation, so we're going to play that on Brother Marcus. Brother Marcus has a card from the windmill deck, so we'll play that on him. And now we'll move on to Argo Blackwell's movement. He has 2 movement points. And I think we'll move him towards the coast, get him closer to the lighthouse. So he'll move to the crossroads space on the coast board. And he arrives at the location, and I think he will end his turn there. And we'll move on now to Dr. Edwards. He is at the abandoned keep. Dr. Edwards and his horse will roll for movement. His roll is a 1. That'll be modified to a 2, and once again, he's entitled to an event card draw. Cards revealed to be I'll handle this. Play this card at the start of any fight involving another hero, except a showdown. Remove that hero from the fight and move to their space, replacing them in the fight. Gain extra fight dice equal to your honor during the first fight round. At the end of this fight, double any reward earned. Well, that's a great card. We'll add that to our collection of event cards. And I think Dr. Edwards is going to stay at the abandoned keep, and that's going to involve something called lingering. It says a hero does not have to move during their turn, but may choose to simply remain on the space they are already in. This can be dangerous, however, as staying in one place for too long can attract an unwanted attention of evil. When a hero ends their move in the same space that they started their turn in, this is called lingering. The hero needs to roll a d6. On a result of 1, you are attacked. Roll on the villain's minion chart. Note that not all of the results on the minion chart are actually minions. Sometimes the result will be an evil event, such as that is unique to the villain. Rolling for lingering is different than rolling for his actual move roll, and is only made after the hero has rolled for movement and decided to stay in the same space. So I think we'll risk it. It's a 1 in 6 chance, and hopefully we will not roll a 1. So let's give it a roll and try the lingering. Rolls a 4, so Dr. Edwards is good, and he's going to encounter the abandoned keep. And the card is revealed to be the Dark Keep. Danger. The evil beneath the keep yearns above all else to escape its dark prison. Make a cunning 6+ test and gain 3 investigation for each 6+ rolled. If failed, move the shadow track 2 steps closer to darkness, and each hero must immediately draw a mystery card. Wow, that is a tough card. Well, unfortunately, Dr. Edwards does not have any way to discard that Dark Keep card, so we are going to have to resolve that. His cunning is a 3, so he's going to be able to roll 3 dice, and we desperately need a result of 6. If we have to draw a mystery card for each of the heroes, plus move the shadow track down 2, that will not be good. All right, here is the roll. Come on, Dr. Edwards. And he's failed. There's nothing I can do to cancel that. So the shadow track is going to move 2 steps closer to darkness. That will move the shadow track down to 3. That'll move us into the last stage of the shadow track. That earns the Draug an extra +1 combat marker. And since we've moved into a new stage, the blocked road will be removed. But now, each of the heroes will have to draw a mystery card. And we'll begin with Dr. Edwards himself, and the card is Murder. Mystery Death. The villain has struck again. Place 3 investigation on the board at a random location. Move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. And it reads, the Order of the Crimson Hand could be anyone. Their influence runs deep. All right, that is going to move the shadow track down to 2. All right, and now all of those murder events are going to be implemented. We'll begin by drawing a layer card and placing a roadblock at the nearest road location to that location. And that's revealed to be the lighthouse, and that means that a roadblock is going to happen on the road space just west of the lighthouse. That's the worst possible location we could have it, because the lighthouse is our layer card location. So we place a roadblock on the road space west of the lighthouse. Next step is to remove all investigation from the space that has the most investigation, and that is the south dock. It has 1 investigation, so that is removed. That's all a part of the Draug's motivation abilities, in this case the chaos ability. And now the Draug's advanced ability will kick in, and that's Insatiable Desire for Flesh. Anytime the mystery card Murder is played, roll a d6. On a result of 1 or 2, a random town elder is devoured. Remove the elder from play and advance the shadow track by 2 spaces. So in theory, if we roll a 1 or 2, we're going to lose the game, because that is going to advance the shadow track to 0. And here's the roll. And the roll is a 2. And the villain has won the game. The Draug has been successful. He has managed to bring darkness across the Shadowbrook region. Well, we have 1 piece of salvation that might save us. It is a random villain. So some of the villains have resolve tokens. So what I'm going to do, we have a total of 6 villains left, starting with Lord Handbrook, Lady Handbrook, Magistrate Croft, Dr. Manning, Reverend Harding, and number 6 is the Harbor Master. So we'll roll a die and see which one of those is going to be devoured. Roll is a 5, and that is Reverend Harding, and he has a resolve token. So that will prevent his death and therefore prevent the loss of the shadow points. So for the moment, we're still alive. Now we have to draw a layer card and place 3 investigation at that location. And that's going to be at the North Dock, and that's where Eliza is. And we've placed the 3 investigation at the North Dock, and now we'll move on to the mystery card draw for Brother Marcus. Card is revealed to be Tide of Darkness Mystery. A wave of the villain's minions attacks. Roll once on the villain's minion chart, re-rolling any event result, and place that minion as well as 2 investigation at 3 random locations. All right, we'll make the roll on the minion chart. And here's the roll. It's a 1, so that's going to be ghost soldiers, and we're going to place 3 ghost soldiers on the board at 3 random locations along with 2 investigation. And those are going to be placed at the manor, the docks, and the covered bridge. And we've done that, and now we'll move on to the mystery card draw for Eliza. And that card is revealed to be the Devil's Mark. This card plays on the hero that drew it. -1 cunning remains in play. All right, we'll add that to Eliza's tableau. And finally, we'll make the draw for Argo Blackwell. And the card's revealed to be Growing Power Mystery. This card plays on the villain, gives him another +1 to combat, and it's going to remain in play. All right, that is going to complete Dr. Edwards' turn, and we'll move on to Brother Marcus. He's at the beach. And Brother Marcus and his coachman will roll for movement. Rolls a 4, that gives him a total of 6 movement points. Now, unfortunately, Brother Marcus would have enough movement points if he took the water path through the icy waters to reach the lighthouse, and then he would be able to, in theory, begin the showdown, but he doesn't have any investigation points to pay the cost. So I think what we'll do is Brother Marcus is going to travel to the docks, and he's going to combat the ghost soldiers. He reaches the docks. That'll entitle him to 1 investigation token that's sitting there, and then he has to combat the ghost soldiers. Ghost soldiers are ethereal, so Brother Marcus will have to use his spirit. He has a total of 5 spirit. Ghost soldiers have 3 fight dice, and we'll have to, of course, be wary of the overrun capability. If Brother Marcus doesn't do any hits to them during a round, he'll have to roll and see if he has to immediately escape the fight. All right, we'll make our roll for the first round of combat. And Brother Marcus is going to play an event. It's called I'll Handle This. Play this card at the start of any fight involving another hero. Remove that hero from the fight and move to their space, replacing them in the fight. Gain an extra fight dice equal to your honor during the first fight round. At the end of this fight, double any reward earned. So we're going to move Argo Blackwell from the road space on that coast board there to the docks, and he will combat the ghost soldiers. Argo has a spirit value of 5. That's his total value, and then he's going to be able to add his honor value to that for the first round. His honor is currently at 2, and he gets a +1 for the sacred stone. So he'll be rolling an extra 3 dice, and that'll be a total of 8 dice on the first round. And here's the roll. And Brother Marcus does a total of 2 hits. Argo Blackwell does a total of 2 hits, and the minion does 1 hit to him. So we've marked the ghost soldiers with 2 hits and 1 hit on Argo, and we'll continue on with the combat. This will be the second round. In this round, Argo will be rolling 5 fight dice. And here's the roll for round 2. Argo does 3 hits, but the villain minion does 2 hits to him. but he's defeated the ghost soldier, and that's going to earn him double the reward, giving him a total of 10 investigation. It's fantastic. So we've marked Argo Blackwell. He has a total of 3 hits out of his total of 6 health boxes. That was a great use of that event card, and now Brother Marcus will encounter his space. And he's going to begin with collect investigation. We'll see if he can pick up that extra investigation token. He'll use his spirit, and that'll allow him to roll 5 dice. And here's the roll. And he has no successes, unfortunately, so that investigation token will remain there. And now he's going to encounter his space, and we'll begin by drawing a village encounter. And incidentally, that village encounter deck is not does not have a discard pile. All of the cards that are in there are always replaced back in, unless it's an item or something that is to be kept by the hero. But that's a revolving deck that is, those cards could come up again in the future. And the card is revealed to be Founder's Journal. Village encounter item and book counts as a coastal town item. +1 to honor, spirit, and cunning. Discard to cancel and redraw any card just drawn. That's a very powerful card. So we'll give that to Brother Marcus. And now he can use the market ability at the docks. And that reads, discard any corner location item to gain D6 investigation. And I think he might do that. He's going to discard the dagger, and that's from the abandoned keep deck. And that will allow him to roll and collect D6 investigation. And here's his roll. He rolls a 4, so that's going to earn him 4 investigation points. That's great. And Brother Marcus is now going to use his strength of spirit. He's going to pay 2 investigation in an attempt to cancel a mystery card. And we're going to try to cancel one of those remains in play mystery cards that are on the Draug. One of them is the Primal Evil, and that gives +2 combat to the villain. So we'll see if he can discard that. Here's the roll. Roll is a 5. He's successful, so the Draug loses that card, and that's going to lower its combat ability by 2. So the Primal Evil card is discarded, and we'll move on now to the mystery phase. And we'll begin with the Advanced Cooperative Mystery Phase chart roll. Here is the roll. Roll is a 3, and that's Cursed Village. Immediately draw and resolve 1 mystery card for each hero, starting with the first player. This replaces the normal mystery card for the turn. Oh, that might be enough to put us over. We'll see what happens. So we'll begin by drawing a mystery card for each of the heroes, starting with the first player, and that's Eliza. First card is revealed to be Haunted Ground. Mystery Haunting. Draw a random location and place a haunted marker there. Move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. The flavor text reads, "Folks seen strange things in those parts. I wouldn't go down there unless he had no other choice." All right, that's going to move the shadow track down to 1. And we're going to place a haunted marker in the fields. And now we'll move on to the mystery card draw for Argo Blackwell. And the card is revealed to be the Order's Influence. Mystery Conspiracy. Play this card on Dr. Manning. While he is alive, any hero at the doctor's office space at the start of the mystery phase must pass a Cunning 5+ test or take D6 hits. If he is dead or join the villain, discard and move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. Flavor text reads, "Healing? I'm afraid tonight it will be sacrifice." Remains in play. Now, Brother Marcus has his hero upgrade, and it says Evil at Bay. Whenever you draw a mystery card as the first player or some other game effect, cancel it on a roll of D6 of 4 or greater. So we're going to try that. We'll see if he has the ability to cancel that card before it takes action. Here's his roll. He rolled a 1, so that is going to remain in play. We'll play that card on Dr. Manning. And now we'll move on to Dr. Edwards' mystery card draw. He is currently at the abandoned keep. His draw is the Devil's Mark, Mystery Curse. This card plays on the hero that drew it. -1 combat remains in play. All right. And finally, it will be Brother Marcus's draw of a mystery card. And the mystery card is revealed to be Lightning. Mystery. Draw a random location to see where lightning strikes. Place 3 investigation there, and any hero in that space takes d6 -1 wounds, and move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. The flavor text reads, "The storms have been getting worse." Well, that is going to end the game for us because that will move the shadow track to 0. I have no way to stop that card from playing because Brother Marcus has already used his Strength of Spirit ability during the turn. And that is going to end the game, and the Draug has taken over Shadowbrook and its environs. And that's going to bring the game to a conclusion. And I'm going to bring up the Draug's villain card. I'm going to make some adjustments to that card based upon what we've played here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the intelligence advanced ability on him. And it's going to read, "The Draug is a revenant, not a mindless reanimated corpse, and it possesses all of the mental acuity that it had in life. As a result, the Draug gains +1 combat against any hero with less than 4 cunning." And I think that would be a good change to make the Draug more powerful in the fact that now the villains are going to have to, or the heroes are going to have to still try to build up their spirit to battle some of his minions, but also the cunning because he's so intelligent. So I think that will be one change that I'm going to make to that custom villain. Well, I think that's going to bring this video to a close. I hope you enjoyed this series. This is absolutely one of my favorite games that I have in my collection. I don't think there's anything on the market that provides the player, whether it's solo or even a multiplayer, this much theme and just encompassing thematic feel to when you're playing this game, between the heroes and the villains and the varying different cards at the locations. I just think it's a fantastic game. So I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope to see you again at the Solo Gamers Club for our next video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good evening.